Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kryptonite. So let's dive in.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, and if you like the video at the end, click on the thumbs up.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kryptonite, the crypto investor channel. Today, I'm with Colton. How you doing, Colton?
Good. How you doing today, Boris?
Good. So let's dive in.
Yeah.
So
So
today, we're
today,
going to go over some crypto terms, right?
yes, sir. It's stuff that I've been seeing. Looking at the exchanges on Twitter, etc. That I just want a better explanation on. And my first one is what is FUD?
So FUD is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So that's what people spread whenever they want the price to go down. Usually they spread FUD. So people are in fear. They're uncertain of what's going to happen next. They're doubting their investment. So that's what people mean whenever they say stop spreading FUD.
So
It's
so
the
so
that
it's kind of like
acronym.
yeah. So it's kind of like when Elon was on SNL and kind of dropped the price of Doge and then bought it all, kind of, right?
Yeah, he wasn't really spreading FUD during SNL. On the contrary, he was more spreading, FOMO. But
Oh, you guys.
he was spreading FUD whenever he said that, oh yeah, Tesla was accepting Bitcoin, but we realized that it's very bad for the environment, so we won't accept it anymore.
Mhm.
So that right there was trying to spread FUD. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And then you kind of my next question is what is FOMO?
So FOMO is fear of missing out. So usually people see what's funny is people have the wrong sentiment at the wrong time. Whenever it's down, they're like, oh man, Bitcoin is going down. I'm not buying. But here, whenever it's going up and up and up and up, suddenly they're like, oh, maybe I should be buying. And by the time they make their decision, maybe Bitcoin is at 100K and they're buying at the worst time. So it's the fear of missing out, the fear that, people are going to make great gains and you won't be part of it. So people usually tend to buy high and sell low because
Mm,
whenever there is a market correction and price of Bitcoin or any altcoins goes down, then suddenly they're like, oh my God, it's going down, it's going down. Oh my God, if it goes back down to the price I bought it at, or if it goes this low, I'm gonna sell. So people should actually completely reverse everything they're doing if they want to make any money in crypto. They should buy whenever everyone is in fear, when everything is down and there are nothing but bad news. Because banks and especially financial institutions are getting in the game, and trust me, they don't play nice. So
mhm,
you're gonna see big banks lying to you through their teeth, saying like, oh yeah, no, it's going down to peanuts, it's going down to nothing. You should sell all your crypto right now before it's worthless. And of course they spread that so they can make the price go lower and they can buy a whole bunch. I mean, obviously Chase is a very good example. They've been spreading FUD forever. Like, oh yeah, this summer when Bitcoin was at 30,000 or $28,000, Chase came out and said, hey, we want to tell everyone, be aware, Bitcoin is going down to 10, maybe 5K, but it's going down to 10K for sure.
mhm.
Today we're at like $68,000. What a great advice. But the
Yeah.
advice wasn't for you guys. It was for them. It was so that they would spread as much fear as possible so the price would go as low as possible so the bank could buy a whole bunch of them
Mm,
for peanuts, because the more
mhm,
fear they create, they don't care that it keeps on going down. They'll keep on buying more. Because the
mhm,
difference between retail investors like you, myself, and other people watching is that we uh, we very often play, for the next 6 months, for the next year, for the next 2, 3 years. Those banks sometimes they don't care because they're playing for the next 5, 10 years. So they're totally okay if it keeps on going down. They'll just buy more.
mhm,
So they spread a lot of stories and they do a lot of stuff. So it's funny because on one hand, they'll say like, oh yeah, it's going down to 10,000, and then the CEO, Jamie Dimon, the CEO of Chase, will come out and say, Bitcoin is worthless. It's worth zero. And then in the meantime, what's funny is they're hiring tons and tons of people in crypto.
Yeah.
They're making their crypto desk, their trading desk for crypto bigger and bigger every quarter. And they're hiring even crypto programmers. They're even hiring people like they're paying them 150% more, salary-wise than some of the people out there or the normal salaries. I mean, they're going all crazy. So of course, follow the money is a very important saying.
Hmm.
Don't follow what they say. Follow where the money is going. The money is going into crypto. But what they say is totally different because they want to manipulate the market. So they're going to tell you that it's worthless, it's going to zero. No one wants, it's a fade. No one wants crypto. And in the meantime, in the background, they're buying tons of it.
Hmm.
So, but FOMO is the fear of missing out. So people will actually, catch the train, unfortunately, at the wrong time most of the time.
Okay, that kind of makes sense. And another thing I see on Twitter a lot is whale/whaling. What is that?
So they use all kinds of animals to describe the big players. Obviously the whales are the one holding very large quantities of any given crypto, whether it's Bitcoin or another. And so the whales, the advantage is whenever they make big transactions, they also try to manipulate the price by selling, by buying, by dumping, hoping to trigger a short squeeze, or a long squeeze. I mean, if they sell, it's going to be a long squeeze, or if they buy, they are trying to do a short squeeze. They're also big manipulators, and they can do it because obviously there are no real regulations yet in crypto to prevent that. And if they coordinate themselves, then it can be very dangerous because you can imagine if 2-3 whales worth, let's say, 5,000, I think the whales are considered 1,000 Bitcoins and above.
Hmm.
So that would be $68 million right now.
Yeah.
But if you have a few whales, let's say 5-10 whales coordinating together and saying, hey, let's hold dump 500 Bitcoins each. I mean, they could really make the Bitcoin go much, much lower in a record time. That triggers multiple effects. The first one is that it creates a long squeeze, meaning that anybody that's on long positions and leveraging, they're going to be closed. Their position is going to be closed. So it's going to force even more sales on the top of the coins they sold themselves. On the top of that, they're going to create panic. So some people are going to be like, oh my God, the Bitcoin just went down 7% in an hour. Oh, maybe it's time to sell. Maybe that's it. It's the end of the bull run. Let's go. And more people panic sell. And so it creates a major effect. So it goes down, down, down. Let's say that by the end of the day, or let's say after 2 or 3 days, Bitcoin has lost 15%. We've seen it before. Those whales come right back. They buy back all their coins and some more. So now they have more coins that they got through the money they freed by selling. And now they have even more cash to buy at a cheaper level. And in no time, maybe Bitcoin goes right back up where it was when they started their little game. And that's it. Now instead of having 1,000 coins, maybe they have, 1,100 coins. So they gain 10% coins, by just playing with the market. So, but that's what the whales, that's what a whale is. Someone who holds large quantities.
Okay, that makes sense. And the next thing you see all the time is mooning and moon. What is it? What does that mean?
Yeah, going to the moon. So the moon is obviously most people take the idea that it's a rocket ship, and that a coin is a rocket ship, and it's going to take off from Earth and go to the moon because it's going from, let's say, $1 and it's going up to $100 a coin. So it's going to the moon. So it's always that expression being used, and then some say sometimes, oh, it's going to Mars, it's going to Jupiter, because it's going so much far beyond 100x that you've seen some coins go crazy this year. doing 5,000x or some insane numbers.
Yeah, and my next question is this is an acronym. What does ATH mean?
So all-time high, that's the record of the coin. So for instance, the all-time high of Bitcoin, well, it's right now, it's $68,000. That's their all-time high. It's never been that high ever. The same for Ethereum. Ethereum ATH right now is 4870, I believe. So it just reached it today. So it is the all-time high. Some coins, they're not back to their all-time high. XRP is one of them. Right now it is at at $1.25, and the all-time high of XRP was back in 2017, and it was like $3.80. So you see they still have some way to go before they go back to their all-time high. So it's important to know the all-time high, because once you are able to go back to the all-time high, which on most coins, was either earlier this year or was back in 2017. Once you reach that all-time high, you are in what we call price discovery, because we have no idea how far further and how much higher a certain coin can go. So we're in price discovery. Whenever we have a all-time high and we're below that all-time high, I mean, we have chances to hope for a return to the all-time high. So when Bitcoin was down to 28K and the all-time high was 65,000, which had been established back in April, May, you had hopes to be, you had hopes that, maybe hopefully it goes back to all-time high, because we know it's reached that number before. So there are high chances that it could reach that number again. Whenever you pass the all-time high and you're making new ones, you are in price discovery. And so you just don't know how far it can go.
Okay, that makes sense. And my next one is, what is forking?
Now, forking, it's only happening on the proof of work coins, such as Bitcoin, such as Ethereum, even though Ethereum is trying to go to proof of stake. Forking was whenever there were something in the project and some people agreed, some didn't agree. And so Bitcoin, for instance, at some point had a fork called Bitcoin Cash. So it created a new coin because during the fork, it created two new the blockchain created a fork, and on one side, it kept on going with Bitcoin, and on the other, it was Bitcoin Cash.
Okay, that makes sense.
So that's whenever, some people in the community don't agree, or they want to do different things, and there is a separation, and a new blockchain is done. Now, I don't think we're going to see too many forking from now on. That was more the early days of crypto, and it's happened quite a bit in 17. There was also a fork on Ethereum whenever Ethereum had an issue and Ethereum Classic was created. So the original Ethereum kept on being called Ethereum, and then a new one was created called Ethereum Classic. So
okay, that makes sense. My next question is, you see a lot of time is, people on Twitter saying this person is pumping and dumping. What does that mean?
So that's what you see usually with meme coins. They tend to pump and dump, meaning that people are buying. So the price goes up. It goes almost parabolic. And once it has pumped a lot, what they start dumping, they start selling. And so the problem is usually you could have some really bad surprises, because if you're lucky enough to buy whenever it's very low, you can still make some money if you sell as it goes up. But there are lots of people that get burned. They wait to the end of the parabolic move. They start buying when it's all the way up there. And shortly after, there is a major dump and the price crashes and they lose a ton of money.
So kind of like the Squid Game coin a couple of weekends ago.
Well, the Squid Game coin was actually a scam, so it's even worse because
Hmm.
pump and dump, like Shiba Inu and some of the other coins that are doing that,
Hmm.
you know, they don't have the intention of stealing the money of people. They just want to pump, make it go up, and then they dump, and then you wash and, you rinse and repeat. You redo it again and again and again. And so you make profit multiple times. Squid Games was more of a scam. They pumped it, and the price went way up, and then they just stole all the money in the project and ran away with it. So of
Hmm.
course, by now the coin is worth nothing.
Yeah.
It's worth zero.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. And, another thing you see on Twitter is, the difference between diamond hands versus weak hands. What is a diamond hand and what is a weak hand?
Well, diamond hands means that you're not ever selling. You're gonna keep it forever, pretty much. So because you believe that it's gonna go up over the next 5, 10, 20 years. So you're like, yeah, I have diamond hands. I'll never sell. Uh, Weekends, we usually call them paper hands. And paper hands are the ones that as soon as there is any problem, well, if you spread water in paper hands, paper hands, they cannot hold anything. They just
Yeah.
fall, the coins just fall through. So basically, at any sign of panic, they sell, right away. So the thing though, it's a little bit exaggerated in both cases because realistically, if you think about paper hands, yes, it's not good to sell at the first sign of panic. But diamond hands might not always be a great idea either because it's probably better to take some profit sometimes, especially when you have had a great run.
Hmm.
Let's say you bought a coin that was very low and it's been going up and up and up and up and up for, let's say, 6 months, a year and a half. At some point, might be a good idea to actually take some profit because there's always going to be a bear market coming up.
Hmm.
Like there are bull markets, but there are also bear markets. And so if you have sold through the bull market because you were like plus 600%, 800%, if you don't ever sell and you're like, well, I have diamond hands, uh, it might work. It'll probably work in the very long run, but you're
Hmm.
probably missing out on some good gains because if you eventually sell when you have a very high return, you can use that money during the bear market to buy more.
Hmm.
So by the next bull market, you could have more money available. So, but that's what those two terms actually mean.
Okay. And, another one, and this is my last question for the day, but I see all the time and I'm very confused, is what's a bag holder?
Well, the bag holders are the ones holding the bag, meaning that whenever a coin has been pumped and dumped, the
Hmm.
ones that, you know, unfortunately didn't sell at the right time, and let's say the coin just crashed 80, 90%, while the ones left with that coin, they're what you call the bag holders. They hold bags of that stuff and it's not worth a whole lot anymore. And so they've been the ones who've been had, by the pump and dumper,
Hmm.
so it's that's what you call the people that are left holding the bags, of that crypto.
Okay, awesome. From my side, Boris, that's all the questions I had today, really the slang that I had today. So if you want to add anything else, feel free. But from my side, that's it for today.
Yeah, I think that's it for me too. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Colton.
Thank you,
We'll see
Boris.
you on the next video of Crypto Night. Bye-bye. I hope this video helps. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, and if you like the video at the end, click on the thumbs up.